Welcome to Combo, Basil here. We've already taken a look at the user interface differences of Windows 8.1. Now it's time to take a look at the applications. Joined by Rob from Microsoft, he's here to talk us through it. Rob, over to you.
Great, thanks Basil. So all of the key applications that come with Windows 8 are being updated in 8.1. Very obviously, for those who are familiar with it, if I launch the Xbox Music app, you can see a whole new refresh to the UI here, making it much easier to navigate your collection of music and also to manage your playlists, which will allow you to import playlists, including from iTunes, nice and simply as well. Similar updates will be coming to the video app and some updates coming to the Xbox gaming app. Of course, apps generally, if you want to get hold of, you'll come through the store, and there's a complete refresh of the way the store works, make it much easier to discover the right apps and to get much more information on those apps as well. So you can see here in the store, it's showing me some of the latest apps, nice, great visual way. It's showing me picks for me, so this is stuff that we've identified based on what you've installed historically or what you've liked, and what's popular now, all the usual ways you'd expect to be able to navigate a store. So some of the other apps that have been improved are the Bing apps. So we've obviously had Bing News and Bing Sports and Travel for some time. There are two new apps. There's Bing Health and Fitness, and this one I particularly like, which is Bing Food and Drink. Gives you a great way of browsing and finding recipes. Doesn't just cover recipes, you can obviously get wine and cocktails as well, and you can use this to build up shopping lists and run meal planners. It's got quite a nice little feature. If I just go into the first one that's here, so this is the recipe, I can see all my ingredients as you'd expect and be able to see the steps of the recipe. Because if you're cooking in the kitchen on a tablet or a large all-in-one, you're going to have messy hands. You don't want to be touching that screen whilst you're doing it. So they've introduced hands-free mode, and this allows me to browse my recipe, and using the webcam built into my tablet, I can just swipe my hand in front and it progresses the recipe forwards or backwards as needed.
Fantastic. We've seen it with proximity sensors, but this is probably the first time we've seen it on mobile devices with a camera. Awesome.
Indeed. And the last thing to mention really is SkyDrive, which is now much more deeply embedded throughout the operating system. So I still have the ability to synchronize online and offline across all my different devices, but you'll notice if I go into something like the Fresh Paint app here, when I do a standard save, oops, let's just go into a picture.
Is that your artwork?
Not my artwork, I'm really not very useful at this, but if I wanted to do a save as, I can either save directly to this PC or directly to SkyDrive, and that will be the same for all applications.
Brilliant. The app we haven't taken a look at, which I'm pretty curious about, is Reading List. Mind talking us through that briefly?
Yeah, so this is a new addition to the apps, which allows you to really bookmark anything from more or less anywhere. So as an example, let's just launch the Bing News app. And I can go and find an article I might be interested in, and if I haven't got time to read this now, I can just use the share charm and I can share to the reading list.
Okay, great. So anyone who's watching this video, you're probably familiar with the Android app and iOS app, Read It Later. It was called Read It Later, now called, is it Page or something beginning with P? Pocket, that's the one. So this is effectively an equivalent, so you can just stash all the...
So I'm browsing the web, I'm browsing any of my apps, I can always from anywhere share that to the reading list. And then later on when I've got time to read it, I can open up the reading list and you'll see here any of the articles, whether they be from Sky News or any app that's on my machine, allowing me to just quickly tap those. One of the things you'll notice when I do that, for example, is that it automatically snaps. So it knows that I want to run the two side by side. It keeps my reading list there so that I can just tap on these, and this way it's launching the relevant application and opening up the story so I can read it straight away.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. So as you can see, loads of great apps. Check out our other video where we talk about the user interface enhancements in Windows 8.1.